It's a good week for Southern Miss basketball. The Golden Eagles a couple of wins at home, now on the road to Louisiana Tech. We'll also visit with Golden Eagles sophomore Clay Weatherspoon. That and a whole lot more today on Southern Miss Sports Today with Doc Sadler. Well, hi everybody. Welcome to Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Doc Sadler, presented by Bancorp South. A couple of good wins for the Golden Eagles at Reed Green Coliseum. They've now gone 9-0 at Reed Green Coliseum this year. On Thursday night, a victory over the Rice Owls. They come back on Saturday with a hard-earned win over the Mean Green of North Texas. And Doc, we'll start off by talking about the Thursday night ball game against Rice, and just give us your thoughts about that ball game. Again, you got off to a pretty good start, fought off a really good Rice team, and get out of there with a win. Well,
again, going into the ball game, Rice in the last three games had, won one game and gotten beaten overtime, and played this team that had, that we played on Saturday to a 7-point game. So it was, you knew going into the game that they were going to play 40 minutes of zone. So that was something different than we had seen all year. Defensively, we started off, I thought the first 3 or 4 minutes kind of slow, and we allowed them to get to the basket. And they got into the lane, and that was one of the things that we did not want to have happen. So bottom line is, after we got that kind of slowed down, I thought it was one of our better halves of basketball. Then the second half that we got going, we started shooting it. We got up to a 20-point lead, and we just kind of maybe let up a little bit. And next thing you know, they hit a couple of back-to-back threes against us, and it's a 10-point ball game. So it was, as we talked about to the team, we haven't had a lot of 20-point leads. You got to learn how to play with 20-point leads. But the one thing that we did do, not the one thing, but several things, is I think we were 15 for 16 from the free throw line. The next thing that we did, we had 23 assists in 31 baskets. So, those two things, and again, only turned the ball over 8 times. When you have that kind of offensive execution, you're going to have a chance to win some games. And obviously, we got a couple of stops. LaDavius Drain hit a huge shot with, a couple of minutes to go in the ball game that got that lead back up to 7. So overall, again, I don't think we could be any more pleased than getting that 8th win at home.
That's a good example, too, of what you've talked about all year long, about sharing the basketball, and sometimes that one extra pass is the difference between a contested shot and a wide open shot for your guys.
Well, I thought more than anything, we got the ball inside the lane, and we looked for our teammates. So, as I said, if you're playing against the zone, and sometimes it's very difficult to do that, if you're looking for your shot against the zone, then you're going to struggle. But if you penetrate the zone, try to get your teammates a shot, more times than not, they're going to get a really good shot. So keep the floor space, get to your position, and then, and especially the way they played, and have the thought process is, hey, let me get my teammate a shot. And with the 23 assists, I think we did a nice job with that.
We'll talk about this guy a little bit later in the show too, but Tyree Griffin has become such a good player for you out there. Did it against Rice, did it again on Saturday against North Texas. I mean, he is the true point guard, a guy that's going to, he's going to score when he has to, but knows how to distribute the ball to his teammates.
Well, again, Tyree's a player that obviously has brought in a point guard mentality. He understands competing. He's on that basketball a lot on the defensive end, so your defense is going to be solid because he doesn't get broken down off the dribble. But then on the offensive end, he just gets all of his teammates good looks. And you're in college, you're supposed to be able to hit open shots. And the good thing about Tyree is that he gets you open shots, and you step up and make the basket. And, there's nobody that you'd rather have with the ball in their hands late in the ball game because he's so strong with the ball.
How would you evaluate or grade the defense in the Rice ball game?
Well, I thought from probably the 7 or 8 minutes in the first half to about the 7 or 8 minutes of the second half, it was pretty good. But then, again, at the beginning of the game, we gave up too many lane touches, and at the end of the game, we gave up too many lane touches. You can't give up both. And, sure, you're going to give up some three-point shots, but that was not their strength. Their strength was getting to the free throw line and getting into the basket. And you know, after the beginning of the game and not till the end, I thought it was pretty good.
Well, it was the Golden Eagles and the Rice Owls on Thursday night at Reed Green Coliseum. Let's go back and enjoy a Golden Eagle victory at Reed Green Coliseum.
Griffin in the corner, driving and cut off, throws it back out front. McGee the spot up three, bingo. It's a good penetration move by Griffin. 15 on the shot clock. Now back to the corner. Drain will shoot a three, bingo. The freshman Ladavius Drain. A steal by Edwards on the breakaway. Cortez will dunk it home to give the Eagles their first lead. Eagles the other way. Edwards out front. Griffin, a three by Griff. Bingo! Now the Eagles are getting into the rhythm. Richardson out to Drain. He's open. Here's a three by Drain. Bingo! That's a high arcing rainbow three by Drain, who's got 8. And the Golden Eagles lead 32-31. And a steal by the Eagles. McGee's got it. Ahead to Richardson, and D'Lo lays it up and in. Timeout, the Rice Owls, and Drain has got the Golden Eagles going. 2-on-2 break. Griffin driving off to McGee, coming from the left side. He lays it up and in. And the Eagles use the defense again to get a bucket and lead now 36-31. Owls front court. Martin driving down the lane. Eagles steal it away. Griffin the steal. Griffin driving up the court. Hands it off to McGee. McGee to Drain, who got the layup. And the Golden Eagles lead it 38-31. Griffin dribbling it around, bounce pass, foul line. Richardson jumper, good. D'Lo hit a 15-footer. They left him alone and he knocked it down. Holland back to Griff, 10 on the shot clock. Inside Eddie Davis, jump hook on the rim, rolls it around the rim and in. Eddie Davis has got 6. Griffin back to Holland, left wing McGee, turns down the three, drives inside, puts it on the rim, it rolls in. It's a good move by Dominique, who's got 14. Griff to Holland, back to Griff, 3-ball, right corner, bingo! Tyree Griffin's got 3 threes, and the Eagles go back up 11. McGee into the lane to Edwards, back into the right corner, Griffin with a 3, bingo! Man, they're running at him, he just knocks them down. The Eagles have the loose ball. Griffin driving, hands it off to McGee. In traffic, got a layup, and it went around the rim and in. How about that? Golden Eagles go back up 13. Working on Drain. Eagles get a steal. Griffin another steal. Here goes Griff. Driving on Lester down inside. Lays it in. Boy, Griffin putting on a show. Timeout Rice. A steal by Edwards. Ahead to Dominique. Watch out. He'll slam it in. Dominique McGee has got 16. Another turnover, another steal. Down to Holland. Holland down along the baseline. Fall away by Edwards, and Cortez off the bench. It's a 15-footer along the right baseline. 11 for Tez. He fakes, he drives, and feeds it inside to Meyer, who feeds across the lane. A block inside, jump ball. How about that? Drain on the backside, went up and got on top of the basketball as Mincy tried to put it up. 24 seconds to go. Rice front court, ball batted up in the air. Eagles are going to get a steal. Edwards ahead to McGee. Watch out. Oh, he slammed it in. And that will put an exclamation point on this one tonight. 86-75 Eagles. Southern Miss going to win it. A heck of a battle here tonight at Reed Green Coliseum as Southern Miss going to win it 86-75 over the Rice Owls.
As you saw, the Golden Eagles pick up that victory over the Rice Owls on Thursday night at Reed Green Coliseum, but a short turnaround, a Saturday afternoon ball game against the Mean Green of North Texas, but it turns out to be another Golden Eagle victory. And Doc, this is a kind of a scary North Texas team. They had played, I think, 6 conference games before they played the Golden Eagles. All had been decided by a total of 15 points. They had won a couple of one-point ball games, so you knew this was a team that was going to play you right down to the wire.
Well, Grant McCassin, I followed him for a long time, and he's a very, very good basketball coach, and he's got some really good pieces, and they're scary. They had played 4 road games in conference and had won 3 of them. And the one game that they had lost against Louisiana Tech, they didn't get beat to 0.01 seconds to go. So I knew coming into the game it was going to be a 40-minute basketball game. And it was. I mean, we probably played about as efficient on both ends of the court the first half as we have all season. But at the same time, you knew over a 40-minute game that maybe we're not going to continue to shoot the ball like we did the first half. And then we've had a tendency in the second half also not to defend as well as we did the first half. But you got to give North Texas credit. I mean, they are hard to guard with the Woolridge kid bringing that basketball straight ahead to the basket. And then when they put the Draper kid and the Smart kid out there in the corners, you know, they're difficult to defend because you got to spread out. But you can't say enough about our guys. I thought, again, the first half, Dominique McGee had a great half, really rebounded the basketball well. You know, again, Tyree Griffin, who we talked about, is, you know, right now probably playing about as good as any point guard in this league. Cortez Edwards had his second back-to-back double-double, and then Kevin Holland's just solid. But the two guys that I thought really helped us that we need their help is with Tim and with Eddie. You know, they give us 16 points and 7 rebounds. We need that out of that spot. It makes us a little bit bigger. So overall, I don't think we could play any better in the first half. And then in the second half, you know they're going to make a run. They did. But we made some free throws down the stretch.
Yeah, I was going to say that you knew this was a team that was going to hit some shots, and they did late in the game and got into the ball game. But you guys were able to make those free throws, make some big plays defensively down the stretch to kind of keep on top and win the ball game.
Well, again, you know, John, they're a team that their history speaks for itself. You know, they've won 3 games on the road, so you knew the halftime score, I think we was up 14, wasn't going to last forever, and they were going to make a run, and they did. But give our guys credit too to be tough, make some tough plays, get some big rebounds, get some stops, and again get the lead back up to 10 points.
And they're a team that likes to shoot the three-pointer, as you said, with Draper and Roosevelt Smart. I think those two guys combined ended up something like 4 for 17. So you're able to do a good job of at least making them have to think about it on those three-pointers.
Well, again, you know, doing that allowed Woolridge to have a good basketball game, and he did. He attacked the basket, and the bottom line is he had a good game. But as I said, when they shoot as many threes as they shoot, you're not going to be able to stop everything. I mean, Roosevelt Smart had a 40-point ball game a week ago. He had, you know, a 30-point ball game the other night. And so the last thing we want him to do is come in here and get his confidence, get going, and next thing you know, he has 40 against us.
Well, it was the Golden Eagles, the Mean Green of North Texas, on Saturday afternoon at Reed Green Coliseum. Let's take a look at the highlights as the Golden Eagles win their 2nd in a row at Reed Green Coliseum.
Griffin on the right side, goes behind the back, drives back out to Eddie Davis. Here's a long 3 by Eddie. Bingo! Eddie Davis, that's probably his best shot, and he knocks one down to give the Eagles an early 3-0 lead. Griffin faking dribbling, works through traffic back to Holland. Up top, Davis. He's going to shoot another 3. Bingo! Couple of threes for Eddie Davis. He's got 8 points, and the Eagles lead 10-6. Holland over to Edwards on the right wing. He's going to put it on the floor, driving a lane, short jumper, good by Edwards. And the Golden Eagles lead it 12-9 on North Texas. Edwards to Drain, turnaround jumper by Drain, bingo, a 2. Drain, his first bucket. Posted up on Smart. Edwards off the dribble, driving, spinning, baseline jumper right side, good. 15-footer by Tez, who's got a smooth stroke tonight. Griff with Woolridge on in. Griffin driving down inside, short floater, good. Put it right up over the big guy Tomera, and Griffin knocked it down. Griff's got 9, and now they're going to move him on a dribble, pull up. 3 on the way by Griffin, got it again, bingo. Tyree loves the pressure, and he's responding. Pulls up, feeds inside, ball knocked loose. Edwards had it, now back to McGee, a 3 out of the corner. Bingo! That's a big one there. Dominic McGee found a spot in that left corner. Richardson out front, gives it up to Griffin. Griffin with 8 on the shot clock. Pull-up jumper out front. Bingo! That's a 3! Oh boy, Tyree is heating it up. Holland lobs it high. Rowe catches it. Got a man in the air, lays it up and in. Oh, a good pump fake to get Lawson in the air, and then Rowe laid it in. Rowe gives it back to Griffin. 15 on the shot clock. Griffin drives on Draper. Cut off. Pulls up. Shoots a jumper. Good. A 2. Boy, Griffin's a clutch shooter. Griffin to play it in for Southern Miss. Into McGee. Baseline jumper right side. Good. High off the bench. McGee hits a big jumper. Looking. Feeds back door. Inside. Richardson lays it up. No, it's Griffin. Griffin down inside. Hung in the air and laid it in. Eagles to Edwards. Edwards bounced down inside. Lost by McGee. Got it back and double pumped it up and in. Big bucket for Dominic McGee from North Texas. Griffin to inside to Edwards. Short turnaround jumper. Good. And they worked the zone perfectly that time. And Edwards gets his first bucket of the second half. Edwards back to Griffin. Griffin drives inside, lays it up off the glass and in. Oh, Eagles got lucky there, but Griffin got the bucket. It's never easy, but the Golden Eagles go on to win this one by a final score of 85-78.
Hey basketball fans, the 2018 Conference USA Basketball Championship presented by Baylor Scott & White Sports Performance Center at the Star is coming to Frisco, Texas. 24 men's and women's basketball teams playing 22 games will take place at Ford Center at the Star, headquarters to the Dallas Cowboys. Join us for 4 days of exciting hoops March 7th through the 10th with CUSA titles and NCAA automatic bids on the line. For tickets and more information, go to conferenceusa.com. You won't want to miss Hoops at the Star this March.
Well, the Golden Eagles pick up a couple of home victories, as you saw. The Rice Owls on Thursday, North Texas on Saturday afternoon. And the Eagles now get ready to take to the road. 3 games on the road before they come back to Reed Green Coliseum. Time now for our feature. And, Doc, this week it's on a guy who grew up as a Golden Eagle, Clarence Weatherspoon Jr., Clay as he is known, and a guy who's played some minutes for you this year. But he's a guy that loves Southern Miss, loves the game of basketball.
Well, Clay's a guy that you know you can count on to be here each and every day and give you a good day's work, and knows so many different positions. You know, on Friday he was actually playing the point guard position, so you know, he's just a quality person. And anytime you have a person like Clay in your program, you're not going to do anything but benefit from it. And he's going to be given a chance at some point to get some more minutes. And the kids love him. The kids have confidence in him. But more than anything, he's just a great person, which, you know, it's probably not the easiest thing to do is grow up to be Spoon's son. Everybody has a lot of expectations, but I can promise you this, he's exceeded any expectations that anybody could have for him, and because he's just a quality person that's going to be very successful whatever he chooses.
Well, Clarence Weatherspoon Jr., they call him Clay, and he's a guy you've seen out on the court quite a bit this year for the Golden Eagles, and we're sure we'll see him a lot more as his career goes on at Southern Miss. So let's spend a few minutes and meet up close and personal Clay Weatherspoon.
Well, I was pretty much born to be an Eagle, I guess you could say. You know, being Clarence Weatherspoon Jr., he's like, you know, you had a choice, but it was like in your soul, you always kind of knew that you were going to come to USM. So coming out of high school, I thought about going to a couple of different schools. I had interest in University of Miami, Mississippi College, but it was really hard to get myself to not go to USM. Because like we have so much heritage here, like sports, especially like through my dad, and then one of my friends, her dad was Sammy Winder that went to this school too. So it was just like my school and my grade was just like Southern Miss fans from the get-go. So it was really hard to convince myself not to come. So when I had the opportunity to come, especially to come and play basketball, I just had to. It was like an opportunity I couldn't turn down. Actually, the first sport I got into was swimming. Because my dad being in the NBA, we moved around a couple of times when he switched from the Knicks to the Rockets to Heat. So it was hard to find a new Little League team every place I went, but there was always a YMCA that had a swim program. So that's really the first sport I started doing. But I still played basketball at home and, you know, recreationally since I was 3 years old when I got my first Fisher Price for Christmas. So when we moved back here to home, that's when I first started playing in the Little League in 3rd grade, and ever since then, it's been like, yeah, that's what I want to do. What I liked about basketball is that it's more personal than a lot of sports, because, you know, football, you have the helmet on, you can't really distinguish faces until they take them off. Baseball, you're away from the action a lot, sitting in the bleachers, because, you know, you're close to a baseball field, might get hit with a line drive or something. Hockey, same thing, have the mask on, swimming, goggles on, but basketball is like one of the sports that you can sit close to the action and actually be able to identify the people on the court that are playing, so they'll look the same way they do on the court, off the court. In the magazines, they'll always look the same, so it's easy to identify with the players that you'll see, and then it makes it easier to model your game off of them. So it's more of a personal sport to me, in my opinion. Clay started actually before I was born. Because being Clarence Weatherspoon Jr., my mom was like, she wanted a way to distinguish Like, she just yell out Clarence and have 2 people come. So she was like, let's shorten that. So she just came up with Clay. She just took the first 3 letters out of Clarence and made Clay. And then she figured that somebody would, you know, maybe mess up the pronunciation and say Claw instead of Clay. So she just put a Y on the end and boom, there it was. To wear the black and gold means a lot to me because, like you said, my dad has been wearing it. So I look on the back of the jersey, it says Weatherspoon. I run out the tunnel and look up in the rafters, Weatherspoon. You know, he's like the poster child for Southern Miss basketball, basically. So it means a lot to me to go out there and compete with the same energy and effort and tradition, because it's a lot, in my opinion, it's a lot of weight on my shoulders, but I embrace that weight. I run with the weight every day. So it's just being able to continue that legacy and play hard for, you know, what you've been basically born a member of, the Golden Eagle Nation, since, you know, before you would even thought of, you were destined to be here. So it's just an honor for me because I've always wanted to play here. Way back when I was in 3rd grade, I used to tell my teacher, she was a USM fan, I used to tell the teacher I was going to play for USM one day, and I'd be sure to leave her some tickets if she wanted to come. So it means the world to me.
Well, nice visiting with Clay Weatherspoon. As you can see, a young man who has his priorities in order, a guy who's doing well in the classroom and also making a big contribution to our Golden Eagle basketball team. Well, just one game this week for the Golden Eagles. It'll be against their travel partner, Louisiana Tech. The Golden Eagles will travel over there on Saturday to the Thomas Assembly Center to take on Louisiana Tech. And, Doc, this is a team that lost a few parts from a year ago, but it looks like a lot of teams, as the season has kind of gone along, Louisiana Tech's gotten better and better.
There's no question about it. You know, they have been a team that over the last 4 or 5 years has been one of the top teams in this league, and they still got some of those pieces, so they expect to win. And so it's going to be a difficult game for us. The good news is we was able to give them Sunday and Monday off. I came in Tuesday night and gave them about an hour and 15-minute workout, and tomorrow we'll get ready to get started on Wednesday, getting prepared for them. But we really needed this break of a couple of days. Kevin Holland's Achilles is really struggling with that, but he's getting better and better with it, and hopefully the time off this week will help Kevin get healthy, because as I've told you so many times, there's nobody on our team more valuable than Kevin. He does so many things for us, and that people don't even notice. But the bottom line is he's got to get healthy, and hopefully this week he'll be able to get a little bit more healthy.
We know this time of year it's hard to get in the gym and really work on a lot of things. Does this one-game week give you a chance, maybe at least for a day or so, to maybe teach some stuff and work on some stuff you needed some work on?
Well, you know, obviously that's always something that you might want to do, but there's not going to be much we're going to change. You know, again, the thing is get Kevin healthy, make sure we stay healthy, and if we get to that on Saturday, then it's been a good week. But obviously, you know, there's a few things that we can probably clean up a little bit. But the good news is now, after this game, you're halfway through it. You're pretty much seen everything you're going to see, and you know, obviously we can clean up a few things.
When you look at Conference USA, I know you keep up with things. You see the other teams as you're preparing your scouting reports. What sort of pops out in Conference USA to you right now? Is it how many teams? I mean, there's a lot of parity in this league. A lot of teams that can beat the other guys. Maybe 1 or 2 teams out there at the top. Maybe a Middle Tennessee, people like that. But Western Kentucky. But this league, anybody can almost beat anybody right now.
Well, as I told the team, you know, we've played the hardest schedule of anybody in the first half. So not that it's going to get any easier in the second half, but now we flip around and we have more home games than we do road games. And not only that, but the road games that we had, the travel was just brutal. And so, you know, we won't be as wore out of hope. But this week here against Louisiana Tech is going to be big. We just got to get rested, get ready for that grind. And the thing is everybody's good. We just got to take care of our home court. As I told the team, we got to have the mindset that nobody's going to come in here and have it easy. We got to give them you know, when they leave here, they got to know that they've been in a battle. And then we've got to, you know, I think we have a chance to be a good team, but, you're not a good basketball team, John, until you go on the road and win. So that's the next step that this team's got to do, is go on the road and win, and then you can start calling yourself a good basketball team.
And speaking of playing at Reed Green Coliseum, really good crowds, better crowds for the game against Rice in North Texas that, whether they realize it or not, have a lot to do with the outcome of the ball game.
Well, especially when it's a close ball game, you know, so I expect the crowds to continue to get better and better. This is a fun team to watch play. It's a hard team to coach, obviously, but because you know, they're playing so fast, but it should be a fun team for people to come out and watch. And everybody wants you to play fast. Everybody wants you to do this. I mean, last 2 home games we've scored 85 points, so you're not going to do much more than that.
All right, Doc, congratulations on the 2 wins, and we'll see you next week.
Hey, thanks, John.
All right, the Golden Eagles on the road at Louisiana Tech on Saturday. That's the only game for the Golden Eagles this week. So Saturday night in Ruston, Louisiana at the Thomas Assembly Center against the Bulldogs of Louisiana Tech. Don't forget, Monday night we're at Georgia Blue in Hattiesburg for the Golden Eagle Hotline with Doc. Come on by, visit with us, and we'll talk a little Golden Eagle basketball. Might even get you a good meal there at the Georgia Blue. And so that's it this week. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you next time with another inside look into Southern Miss basketball.
You got me falling hard, sweet baby, you got me falling hard for you. And still, I felt this way before, you know it's true. And still, you got me more and more. Oh, you got me falling hard.
Been thinking about it since I was a kid.
Mom would be so proud.
If I could do it for a living.
Using my mom's recipes to open up a cupcake shop.
For my daughter to go to vet school.
Singing karaoke in all 50 states.
Captaining my own shrimp boat.
Tell us what you dream about. With the right loan or savings plan, we can make it a reality, no matter how crazy.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Keeping you within reach of what matters most. We're Bancorp South, and we're right where you are.
Hey Southern Miss fans, it's Toby Barker, Mayor of Hattiesburg. Mickey Spagnola once wrote, "If you're going to war and you get to choose first, choose Southern Mississippi. Always choose Southern Mississippi. Don't fight Southern Mississippi, because no matter how hard you fight, those folks will fight harder." His words capture the character of our institution and our city. We here in Hattiesburg are writing a new story, one where we rise to our challenges with great excitement, one where we push our city to reach its potential, and most importantly, one where there's real partnership between the University of Southern Mississippi and the city of Hattiesburg. Southern Miss is vital to our city's success, from the quality of life it provides through athletics and the arts to the talent it cultivates in the classroom. We share a common destiny. Hattiesburg is proud to be Mississippi's college city, and we hope as we go forward you'll join us in supporting our Golden Eagles this season as they go to the top.